Campione.
Right.
It's a restrained pleasure, isn't it? It's job done tonight, but we're not over the line. And no one's daft enough to celebrate it, are they? Incidentally, City go back top, Nigel, with 89 points, which you will know better than we do, is the same total that you won the title.
Can you imagine? Two teams having the same points, almost the same point, 1 point difference. There's still with three games to go. It's been an unbelievable race this season. You know, credit to both teams. But City made a big step forward towards the title.
Did you have, and be honest, did you have any doubts tonight that they would win this?
Seeing the performance in the first half, I had my doubts. But when I seen that he was about to change Sané, that completely changed. Absolutely. You know, I was so confident for me that Sané was coming in, and that was the key for them, because they had to split the defense over. They had a little bit more threat on the pitch, and with Gundogan dropping on the defensive position.
Do you know what I think as well, Nigel? What I think makes them a better team, and they didn't do it against Tottenham first leg of the Champions League, where Gundogan and Fernandinho. Right? I think where they're really good, where they're at the best, when they play the one-sitter, whether it's Gundogan or whether it's Fernandinho, and they have the two Silvas either side of him. They're the creative. They're the ones with the genius. They're the ones with the spark. And then you have the two Raiders, Sterling and Sané either side, who are lightning, and you've got Aguero there. I think when they put the two Silvas in there, they're far more creative, right across the pitch. And I think that showed second half. I think that showed hugely. Not only getting Sané on, but getting Bernardo Silva in alongside David Silva. All of a sudden, the little triangles are beginning to work, the little give and goes are beginning to work, and all of a sudden they get the goal, and
it's over. I mean, especially the first goal, I think we've seen it all, you know, like we discussed it also during the match. I mean, those Silvas were so important, and especially Bernardo Silva. If you see how he improved this year, and you can see how he's,
I mean, it comes from here. This is the start of the first goal.
Yeah, look. So Gundogan takes the ball from the back. Try to find he gets the ball again, triangle. That's how Guardiola wants to play football, you know, just between the lines, waiting for the right moment to give that pass and pick the players out. Look, and here again, coming in.
It's just fantastic.
This waits, boom, comes inside. So he's strong, like boom, and finishes in the short corner. Game sealed.
I hate to keep saying it. Oh, by the way, if you follow Nigel on the social media, you'll be able to join this moment in the game and watch him with some gusto. To say. But should De Gea be doing better than that?
A goalkeeper of his quality, right? If that ball was absolutely laced and it struck perfectly, and it finds that bottom corner, you think, but he doesn't. He doesn't hit it beautifully. You can see it. He kind of half rolls it. It's kind of rolling in, and I just think I'm surprised it goes past him. Maybe that's just how I believe how good he is. But I'm really surprised both goals went in where they did.
I think that the real change was maybe the last 15 minutes of the first half. That Man City started creating something, and Nigel said Pep needs to tell them more intensity, more desire to go forward, and with a lot of pace. And they started the second half in an incredible
manner. But it was almost instantaneous, wasn't it? The minute Sané came on, there was a pace. They stitched together their best one-touch movement very quickly. And then, of course, he went and blasted the second.
I mean, how good is that, you know? And you have to have ice in your veins, you know, to come in on a stage like that. Not happy for not starting games like this, and he's not been starting for the last 3-4 games, and then produce a goal like that. You know what I mean? That is quality as well, and this is also say something about his mental strength as well.
Rahima did a quiet game, you know. That was about the first time he sparked.
This is good, but you know this. Any when you see his stats, when you see his goals, when you see his assists, when he's in the box, his shots are always on target. Sané's. Of course, we can discuss again. Could De Gea save this game or save this ball? Yeah or no? But I mean, the fact that he's already so threatening and he's coming in the box.
We saw him doing that. We saw De Gea saving this ball with his feet many times. Very agile in there. But It's not happening for him in the last few games.
No.
See, you said Andy Sterling came alive, but that wasn't a crisp ball out to Sané, was it?
No.
It took its time to get there.
It took its time getting there. It did. But
Nigel was asking for that ball.
Yeah.
Go play.
It's a play. I said play. It was kind of a roly-poly.
Yeah, it was that.
But
it just got there.
But eventually it came there. So, lucky for City, he had a great shot on target, and it came in off the Gea.
I think as well. If you look at Manchester United, we can talk about tactics, managers, whatever. You're in a derby, you got a system of play. You conceded a goal. You want a reaction. I mean, it's difficult to go back and see a team playing a derby without a reaction like Manchester United. But any reaction. A bad tackle. A ball on the channel and let's go in there and make a pressure. It's like they say, okay, we are okay 1-0. You know when we say it before the game? Yeah. Let's stay on the game.
But don't those players also have a right to be looking at the bench and saying, well, okay, Gaffer, we've sat here for 50 minutes. We've got a system that was set up to absorb and not do a great deal more, maybe nick something on the break. It never really changed, did it?
No, they had a little flurry after 1-0. They had about a 5-minute spell. They got some men forward. They had a few skirmishes at the edge of the box. When Fernandinho got injured there and Pogba nearly got in. But apart from that, as soon as they settled against City, as soon as they settled and got the ball again, it was no way back from Manchester United. They were absolutely dominant. I don't know, but listen, I've not been coached like Gustavo, but we've played the game at the highest level. So I think we've got an idea. But when you have a system, Richard, and it's plainly not working, it's working at 0-0 if you're happy with 0-0. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's working at 0-0 if you're happy with that. If that's the sole intent of your ambition, not to stay in the game, as Ollie said, they did that. But when you lose a goal, you have to do something as a coach. You have to change. So why do you keep 5 at the back? For the length of time they did. Why did they wait till the 82nd minute before they bring on Martial and Sanchez? I don't get that, you see, because there's no way back in the 82nd minute with 2 players come on. I think Martial had 4 touches. I don't know if Sanchez touched the ball.
Didn't touch the ball.
I think Sanchez didn't even touch the ball, yeah.
So these are questions that ultimately, I've said all along, I think they made a big mistake, Manchester United. They didn't need a point Ollie now. They could have waited. They should have waited. They might now have given themselves a big problem. We also agree, we've talked about it. The first 7 or 8, 9 games he was in, lifted dressing room, bang, great. They got the results. Playing against pretty ordinary Premier League sides. Then after that, he has to show how good he is as a coach when he starts to play the best sides. And they haven't been able to do that. And he hasn't been able to do that. And those 2 games they won against Watford and West Ham, they could easily have lost. That could have been 9 defeats. Easily.
What do you think Jose Mourinho is thinking, not just tonight, but has been thinking over the last 2 or 3 weeks?
Wow. Listen, any manager who loses his job and feels that he shouldn't have done, he might be sitting there with a little smile on his face saying, do you know what, when I said coming second with this group of players was one of my best achievements, maybe people will believe me now. But everyone blamed him. There's been a flip at Manchester United, hasn't there? Mm-hmm. When Josie was there, it was his fault. He's lost the players, he's lost the dressing room, they're not working for him, they're not happy. Okay, they were still doing pretty well. Ollie comes in, solved it. Sorry, nah. Now it's not the player. Now it's not Ollie's fault. It's the player's fault all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. So, how does that work?
Yeah, true. No, I completely agree with Andy. I mean, if you see today also what you said, reaction is everything that matters, especially after defeat against Everton 4-0. Did we see any reaction from any player on the pitch? Body language wise, we're just talking about body language. Terrible. First half they tried, yes. The first, what was it?
20 minutes, 25
minutes they tried.
But they should have done it. It's a local derby. It's they got battered at Everton.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're sitting here saying there must be a reaction, there must be a reaction. There was a slight one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I tried to say. The body language, I mean, if you see second half, they were just strolling on the pitch. Strolling, absolutely.
One shot on target tonight, at home, in a derby, in the 11th minute. Mm-hmm. One shot on target in a performance that simply just was not good enough last weekend. Mm-hmm. Late on, 88th minute, I think. But 2 shots on target in 2 games.
That's poor, especially with that attack with Rashford and everybody that they have. And it's United, and especially when you play home. I mean, you play home, man, the theater of dreams. I mean, you know, people come to that stadium
it's become a
to see it
theatre of
perform.
nightmares now, isn't it? I have to say, I've never seen so many empty seats ever. Don't think I've seen an empty seat at Old Trafford ever. Because it was always in Fergie time. They won games.
They won games, I know.
That was extraordinary.
But respect, I mean, Gustavo, what did you make of United?
I think first I wanted to say just shortly, I think Mourinho is probably saying, I told you so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Inside the club.
Yes.
To the people in charge of the club. I told you why is the problem, and you didn't believe me, and you went with the fans, because at the end it's easier to go against the manager. Now even the fans.
Sorry. They went with Pogba.
Yes.
They backed the player and not the manager, and as Mourinho himself said, was Sir Alex, who of course famously said, there is no player at this club bigger than Manchester United. Well, there is now, it seems.
Well, it is a problem, because the body language, he is the main player that the body language doesn't really show to the rest of the players. I'm here. I'm going to win this game. I'm going to change this game. I'm going to control. No control going back and getting the ball between the centre half. I can do that now. We can do that now.
Well, maybe not.
You're playing, sorry. He's playing.
I'm still playing.
The idea is to get the ball where...
If he can't, he's in big trouble.
Big trouble.
Yeah.
I come sit here forever.
when he's playing in his position, because now he's playing in the position that he wants to play as well. He wants to play in that left,
kind of free row, isn't it?
whatever.
Yeah.
No wide, no in, no back, no forward. In there. And you want him to take... Sometimes I even believe, come on, Pogba, come on, show. As a football man, everybody's looking at you. Give me something. Give the people something. And the game go past, and they steal that out. I don't know if he's already gone, because that's another point. Eh? Remember that everything goes in the head. No? Is he gone already? Him and his agent and everything behind the curtains, it's already, like...
Deal done, you mean?
Him, eh? I'm not talking about the club.
Do you think his mind has left the club?
Well, if today's reports are true that he's already told his teammates that he's away at the end of the season, then the answer is yes, he's gone.
Would you play him? I wouldn't play him.
Well, this was the whole Mourinho thing, wasn't it? This is why Jose left him out. But do you know there's something, and we shouldn't be talking about this too much, but it is Manchester United. We should be eulogising about City and how well they've done and what a great team they are, and we will from the rest of the season. But this is a Manchester United side that was battered at the weekend, on the pitch and subsequently off the pitch, with criticism from all quarters. Tonight, if Jose Mourinho or David Moyes or Alex Ferguson had been in charge of Manchester United side, it was 2-0 down with 10-15 minutes to go, they would not be allowing a Manchester City team to roll the ball out at the back and have 4 or 5 passes along the edge of the 18-yard box and have nobody near it. They would be, Richard, but they would be in their faces because, and even if Fergie hadn't, players like Keane,
I understand that, but the question is,
battering into them.
Well, Fergie wouldn't have done, but Van Gaal might have done. If the 3 recent occupants of the seat in the dugout at Manchester United had set up the way that Solskjaer did tonight, what would we have said then?
Setting up the way he did, the setup can only be justified if you get the result that you were after. Now, if they'd have held on to 80 minutes, nicked the goal and won the game 1-0, all Manchester United fans would be going, fantastic, great tactics, well done, the way they did against Tottenham. The game they got battered second half against Tottenham, won at 1-0, but it was a masterclass tactically. No, it wasn't. They just had a very good goalkeeper in that day who saved them from getting beaten quite badly. So, you can only justify your tactics if you get the result. That's football. It's as simple as that. That is football. So tonight they were submissive, like Mourinho was criticised for being. They were pragmatic, which Mourinho was criticised for being. They were uninventive. They really had no creation anywhere. I didn't see anyone with the ability to create something. All the things that the previous manager was being criticised for, that this is not the United way.
It's coming back again.
It's back.
It's there. And I think,
we saw another example of what is the Manchester City way. Here's the coach.
Pep, you said to us before the game, to win tonight, we have to be ourselves. Were you that?
Yeah, especially in the second half. The first half was a little bit, I understand the pressure that we have, to still be in there and always here Old Trafford and in the way they play. Rashford and Lingard always runs in behind. It's always you are living within the limits. But the second half, we spoke in the half time, so we have to win. You have another chance. We have to play to win. It doesn't matter if we lose at the end, but we have to try to win. And they play for the first action from Bernardo. We showed that we want to do it, and after the quality, the players make the rest, and Leroy came in incredible well, and we make a good victory. Be calm now, rest, because now we go to Barley, and I know exactly how tough it will be, so now the people is going to talk too much. That important is to be calm, because it's still, it's tough to say, no, with 89 points, or Liverpool 88, we are not champion with 3 games left. It's almost incredible, but it's what it is, so we have to go there and make a good game there and try to take 3 points.
Is that easier said than done, to be calm?
We have to. Don't read too much. I said to the players, don't read, then tomorrow don't listen, don't switch on the TV. And just good regeneration, eat good, rest a lot, sleep a lot, and go in there against Barley.
What do you think got you control back in the game tonight?
Well, we knew it without Lukaku, we were going to play more movement runs in behind. We didn't know, played 4 in the back, 5 in the back. At the end, play 5 in the back. And all the chances they had, especially in the first half, we lose simple balls in the middle. When that's happened, always is difficult. We adjust something in the second half, and I think with Gundo in position holding midfielder and Leroy, we were more dynamic, we were more aggressive, attacking by lines. And after the quality for the first goal and the other one, we make the difference. Could
Fernandinho have continued, or did you want to get Sane on?
No, because in the half time was a little bit problems in the both legs. The muscular was not comfortable. After when he came down, I thought he cannot follow him, and that's why we changed it.
No serious injuries tonight?
Well, Gundo has a big kick in the first half, and we'll see Fernandinho. We'll see tomorrow, after tomorrow, we'll see how the players there feel.
With the 2 goals tonight, you've already broken your own record for the most goals scored in the top flight. What does it say about this particular title race that you've done that, yet you're still neck and neck with Liverpool?
Well, both deserve the title. Liverpool and ourselves deserve it, just one. So I think the team is going to lose. They don't have to have regrets, because they have done everything. So we are out for the Champions League for 1 inch, and for 1 hand not given. So, but we did it. So in all the competitions the same. So we have to. So normally this kind of beaters you can enjoy it the most, but now you have to be calm. Have to be in the right pace and prepare well Huddersfield. After we have 1 week to prepare Leicester, in 1 week to prepare the last game against Brighton, but all 3 games. So we cannot say how tough is Leicester with these incredible quality players in the middle and Vardy in front, and we have Brighton. Hopefully will be already stay in the Premier League and cannot play to don't be relegated, and game by game. So only we can do.
Well, next up for you is Burnley. What sort of challenge do they pose?
Against Burnley. So long balls, second balls, Woods and Barnes, they are incredible, strong in the air, avoid the crosses and many things, try to do a play. So now it's okay, we're happy, we have to enjoy today and tomorrow, but after you will be focused for the next game.
Thank you, Pep.
You're very welcome.
Tomorrow.
Yes, so all of that and more is true of Burnley. Is it me, or do I sense he's a lot more relaxed?
He is, because he thought that today was probably a turning point. He believed in his team. He knows the quality they go, and he knew that this one, it was especially, and we talked before the game, maybe because of what happened in the weekend. Maybe he thought it was more difficult because of the 4-0 loss. Maybe he said, Man United today is going to come out, and he was like nervous. And he said the first half the players felt it, which is incredible.
That's what he said about Brighton. Let's hope they're safe.
Yeah,
probably.
I'm glad Burnley are safe.
To Molineux, where Wolves took Arsenal apart tonight.
How impressed have you been with Wolves this season?
Very impressed. Very impressed. It was hard to get crest out of. So impressed. If you see how they play together as a team with all the new signings actually from the beginning of the season. But I think the coach made this team a very, very well organised playing football team.
I wonder, Gus, did we see tonight why we don't think Arsenal will finish top 4 away from home?
This season has been really a massive problem, and not only the today was everything. Today was away from home.
Yeah.
It was not being able to defend a cross, a set piece, making mistakes, defending badly, the main players at the back not making good decisions like here. Too easy. Get a yellow card. Your team is done already.
Yes.
The goalkeeper making so many things for Arsenal. I think it's going to be very difficult, practically impossible, especially having an extra 2 games away from home from the last 3. But Wolves, I think it was key how they set up the team from the Championship, a way of playing, and buying the players specifically for the way they play. And that's a great achievement between the club and the manager.
It does help when you have George Mendes bringing in players quite regularly.
Especially in the Championship for 15 or 20 million.
True. But I'm delighted my old team are finishing as well as they are. I wondered after the semi-final defeat, when they must have been flat as anything, whether they'd just drift, but they haven't, and that's good to see.
Well, they now have the unenviable task of arguably finishing
They will
7th.
take it. He'll take it.
I think
They
he
would
would
take it. Not sure Watford or Everton want it, but
Yeah,
anyway, they have
Everton
7th
wants
at
it.
the moment. Wolves, Manchester United on 64, Arsenal on 66, Chelsea 67, Spurs with a little bit of daylight 70. Top 2 are away, and as Guardiola just said, in fairness, both deserve to win it. It's so hard to separate them. In fact, nothing does it, except a point. Quick word with Marcus Rashford.
Well, Marcus, what's your reaction to that? I just think that they were a better team today, and you know, when we're not as much as a team as we should be, then this is what's going to happen. So we need to be more together. Any team will tell you that if you're not a team, you got no chance. No matter how good your players are, how good individuals are, you got no chance of winning games. And even the way you started that game, did you not take encouragement from that? It doesn't matter. You know, the game's finished. They win 2-0. It's Man City. They come to Old Trafford and they play like that, and we play how we played. So, you know, we go home now and it's not good enough. We have to reset.
Is there a message there? If we're not together, if we don't react as a team?
Well, you have to be together. They play the team.
What's he saying?
I don't know.
There's unrest, there's upset.
No, it's upset, obvious. I mean, they all knew what happened last week. You know, they got absolutely hammered by Everton. So
what he's saying, Nigel, he said there's no point looking at the manager. We've got to sort this out ourselves.
Yes.
If we're not together, if we don't. What I'm reading into that is he's saying there's a fractured dressing room.
Well, maybe he was just making a statement. They're saying that we've got to be together to get out of this. It's not Solskjaer's fault. That's what they're saying. But it was Mourinho's fault 8 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is the thing with players.
It's partly. I mean, you in there together.
Yeah.
You win and you lose together. As a staff, as a coach, as a manager, as a club, and as the players. Of course, the players at the end of the day, they're on the pitch. They have to take the responsibility for their performances. But that's what I said. You know, I don't see any leadership at this United at this moment.
No.
Someone who says like, okay, till here and no further. You know, if you want to be in, you can be in. Otherwise, there's the door, there's the exit. And you can go next season, no problem. You know, we'll find a solution.
In that team you played in there, and you've got some vast experience from so many different leagues, but the one that you won the title with, how many leaders would you say you had on the pitch that season?
Oh, we had a couple. Yeah, we had like at least 4 or 5.
You?
It was me, your company, Tevez. Tevez was an animal. Like
Aguero must have been.
Aguero was a little bit younger. He was kind of shy. You know, you had him. You had Barry. You know, he was also not the type of person that talks a lot, but he was so fundamental for that team.
Zabaleta?
Touré, Sabaleta. Touré was an animal also in the dressing room.
6 real characters.
Joe Hart.
7.
Also, So you had strong personalities, and you know that clicked at the end of the day because, of course, we had Mancini also as a coach there had a big ego, but he couldn't put the players. No,
just
a little bit, just a little bit, but in a good way. I'm just saying in a good way because he put his players on their positions and also put them on their place. It's somebody did something wrong, especially when we had the character.
So there was an element of fear then between the players,
yes, of course,
and the coach.
Yes, healthy competition, obvious, because you have to be competitive to fight for your place.
Well, it's something Andy. The reason I'm saying that, Nigel, is it's something Andy's talked about recently, that at Liverpool the coach will dominate.
Yeah.
That at Manchester City, obviously, the coach will dominate. At Tottenham, you get the feeling Pochettino's in charge.
I have a feel that Arsenal, that Unai Emery's in charge.
Do you get that same feeling that there are leaders and that the coach at Manchester United is strong enough?
At this moment, it doesn't look like it, to be honest. You know, Solskjaer just came in as a caretaker, yeah. He's appointed the job as a manager, also for the next upcoming 3 years, is it? So he has a big job to do. But as a coach, you always have to put your players in position, and you have to make sure that they fear you in a way. And a positive fairness, you know, it's just about like, when you play a game, you know, if you don't play the game right, you're going to sit on the bench the next game without even asking why I sit on the bench. That's what we had in our City team, because there was so much competitive among each other that we all accepted our role.
Sorry, Gus, Ollie's waiting to talk to us, but it is worth pointing out, and it's quite a thought, that if David Moyes had stayed, he wouldn't have seen out his initial contract just yet. Think about what's happened at Old Trafford since he left. Anyway, here is the current Manchester United manager.
Ola, what's your overall assessment? Because certainly from Sunday, the work rate was there, the attitude, the application was much better. Ultimately, the result is the same, though.
Yeah, that's the assessment. We got a reaction, both from the players, from the supporters, who were terrific again. First half, if you're a little bit lucky, you can get maybe go into half-time 1-up, but in the end, their quality showed. Of course, they've set the standard. The last couple of seasons they have, and in the end, they deserve the win.
Are you slightly disappointed in the manner of the goals? Do you think anyone in your side could have done better?
Yeah, of course, goals can always be avoided, and today as well was tonight. We could have avoided them, but then again, you know, that's sometimes it goes in. You know, the way to get clean sheets again is to work every single day, and that's what we've got to do, because they've set the standard. We live in the same city. We want to bring the good days back. So of course we know that we've got loads of work to be done, but that's our challenge.
You spoke last week about the Barcelona performance, and you said about how far you have to get to reach Barcelona's level. How far does the gap feel between you and Manchester City right now?
Well, I think Barcelona and Man City, they're not very far away from each other, are they? And we are where we are behind them. But today I think it was a step forward from the weekend. Good reaction. In the end, we just weren't good enough.
Ola, thank you.
I don't want to be too harsh, but unless it was with an own goal he was thinking of going in at half-time leading with, I can only think of one attempt. Well, there was only one attempt. How could they have gone in half-time leading? Liverpool play Huddersfield Friday night. It's live with us here on Bein Sports. Any sympathy, Gus, for Solskjaer?
Well, I know it's difficult. I know when you don't have the players, because at the end we depend on the players. I feel as well very, very sorry as a coach from the previous coaches of Man United. Because probably David Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, they're all thinking, I didn't have a bad run as they have it now. I'm sure that they didn't lose 7 from 9 to get sacked.
Manchester United, no. Definitely not.
Thank you, Gus. Thank you, Nigel.
Cheers.
Great to spend time in your company once again. And thank you for being there. Very simply, it's over to you, Liverpool, Friday night. Don't miss it.